Hey, Cooter. Check this out. There's anywhere but here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about anywhere but here.
What's anywhere but here? Anywhere but here in Mississippi?
No, man, anywhere but here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the wars in the stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere but here podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 65 of the Anywhere But Here podcast. I am Tom.
And I'm Ant.
And you can find us at abhpod.com, where is the website is.
Yeah, it's the website. Where is the website is? That's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and it begins.
Yeah, and you can find us on facebook.com/abhpod.
You can find us on Twitter at abhpod.
You can listen to us on iTunes.
Mm-hmm. Where you can also leave reviews and
do
also star ratings. If you can't be bothered to write a review, just click on your iTunes thing, go to the podcasts, find our one, and just click on the stars. If you don't want to, bother with... Because it takes a while, I understand that.
To come up with something witty.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be witty.
It doesn't.
Just say nice things or bad things, whatever you want, really.
But at least click the stars.
Yeah.
And submit it.
Yes. You can also find us on Pocket Cast.
Yes.
No,
Pocket Cast, it's an app.
It's
an app on Android,
things.
yeah. And if you don't like the built-in apps, like if you don't like iTunes, sorry, I'm coming back. Here we go. If you don't like iTunes podcast app, and if you don't want to pay for the Pocket Cast app, you can find us on Stitcher.
Stitcher Radio, yes, we're there as well.
Yeah, that's quite helpful because I've noticed even if only a couple of people download it, like it makes a massive difference to our ratings.
Does it?
Where we are in the lists on Stitcher.
Okay. Well, in that case, go find us on Stitcher.
Yeah, we go from like 10,000th to 7,000 on the Stitcher list.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, that's a jump of 3,000. That's a lot. So thank you for finding us on Stitcher, those of you who have. What was that?
Let's turn that down. I lent on the soundboard app. We haven't recorded for a couple of weeks.
I was going to say
Can
exactly
you tell?
that. You can also watch us at YouTube, youtube.com/abhpodcast.
Yeah, and the last few have gone up in glorious 1080p.
Indeed, they have. You can see even
It's
clearer.
made all the difference.
But yes, there is also at abhpod.com, there is an Amazon banner.
Yes.
Where if you click on the banner and go to Amazon and do your shopping, we get 5% of whatever you buy. So, that's the best way of giving us a kind of, I don't know.
Supporting us.
Yeah, the best way of supporting us. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
And a couple of people have done in the past couple of weeks. So I'd like to give a shout out to Sean from Nashcast. I don't know what he bought or how much it was, but he bought something through there and he let us know. So thank you, Sean. And also to Robbie from Massachusetts.
Yeah. He actually ordered something from the UK.
Indeed. He ordered something from the UK website, so it shows you Americans that you can do it.
Yeah.
If you want to support us.
It is possible,
and people from around the world. Well, I know we've had listeners from like China and Australia and weird places.
Yeah.
Indonesia and all sorts of places.
God knows.
Yeah.
But all over the world. But we do get credited for it as well. And we know that Robbie brought, was it Man Skills?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was from an earlier episode where we were talking about a book. I actually got it sent to me for free because we shouted out another of our publishers.
Which one was it?
Man Up,
I can't remember. There was one you brought and there was one you got sent.
Yeah, the Man Up was the one I got sent and it's the one Robbie bought because you can't buy Man Skills anymore.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Because it was only limited. So he bought Man Up and he got it all the way from the UK. And that's really, really appreciated.
I think that would be interesting, actually. If you do buy something from Amazon, like send us an email, let us know what you got. It'd be interesting to find out what our listeners are buying.
To see what you're buying.
Yeah.
Just that extra little bit of interaction.
Yeah.
Why not? Because interaction is key.
It is. It is. I think it's... and also, actually, you can email us at abhpod@gmail.com.
Yes, there's always something.
If you are going to email us at... Yeah.
Yes.
That was a bit backwards, wasn't it?
A little bit, yeah. So, yes, and obviously there is Shipped High in Transit. You can find that on Twitter and at abhpod.com as well.
You can also find it at shippedhighandtransit.com.
Exactly, yeah. So
Which
it's got
takes you
its
to
own
the ABH website.
We've got ideas for new shows on that. I didn't get round to recording one last weekend.
No.
I actually recorded another show.
Yes, you
which
did.
I've got a couple banked away in the pipeline now, and that's with Joe, my other half. So expect those to start dropping soon. I don't know exactly when.
Yeah.
I think we're going to bank a couple up, and then it'll start going.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to work on artwork and stuff like that, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's your show, mate.
Yeah, I know.
That's probably one of the reasons the Chloe episode hasn't come out. It's just trying to get her to sit down and do something. But yeah.
But yeah, so exciting stuff is happening. We're turning into a network, but only we're on it.
Yeah. A network of two.
But yeah, Shipped High in Transit again. Just get in touch with us. It's show@shippedhighandtransit.com, isn't
Yes. Yeah.
Where you can, and we've had one or two people get in contact with some things. We've had a question on our Facebook page, because Shipped High in Transit is also there, which we're looking into. Helen,
I have sent off emails.
Yep, and to the authorities on these matters. Yes. And also from Tarquin, who is looking to give us some spooky stuff to talk about on Shipped High in Transit, which will be quite good. And we're going to try and sort out...
Or to actually come on the show.
Yeah, we're going to try and sort out a time frame and how to kind of set it up and stuff.
Yeah, because we said we'll record with people. We haven't thought about how we're doing it.
Yeah.
But it'll happen.
You know.
It'll happen, like it always does with us. We get there eventually.
Yeah. So that's all the main spiel and stuff.
Yeah, that's the
way,
intro.
I think, isn't it? You know.
So, we haven't recorded for a couple of weeks. Have you been busy?
I have been. Mainly, just work and stuff, but also last weekend, Joe had to go up to London for a medical thing, a dentistry related outing, which is always nice. And it's that whole thing of like, she kind of wanted me to go up with her, so I said that I get the day off, and so I messaged my boss, my line manager. Asking for the day off on the Monday, because she wanted some support, and I fleshed it out a little bit, as you do. There might be surgery involved. She might.
That was terrible. I've got to be there.
Anaesthetised, and she'll need to get back.
Yeah.
With help. I can say this because I know that my line manager will never listen to this podcast.
And you already got the day off. So
yeah, exactly. But anyway, I didn't hear from him all the way over the weekend. It stressed me out a bit. I phoned him a couple of times on the Monday morning before work. Nothing at all. So Joe said that I should go into work anyway.
Yeah, because you don't want to just not turn up.
No, well, I did, but
you wanted to, but you're not going to do that.
No, I'm not going to do that because I'm a good worker. So I turned up at 9:00. The appointment, by the way, is for 12:00 in London, and it takes the train takes about 45 minutes.
Yeah, and you've got
and then there's 15 minutes of tube travel and actually walking to the place.
And you want to be there in plenty of time.
Yeah. I get in through the door. I start writing him an email to the tune of "Where were you all weekend?" Like, what do I not? I need some sort of answer because it's just And I was going to ask anyway if there was any chance at all that I could skip out on work that day. And just as I was typing up the letter, he comes in. And he's like, I just sent you a couple of text messages. And sure enough, he tried to call me half an hour before I started work. But by that point, I was walking, didn't feel my phone going off.
Had earphones in because you were listening to a podcast,
exactly.
No doubt.
Yeah. He was like, I had to talk to the centre manager, but they've said that you can take it off as holiday. And I was like, great, okay, see you later. I take it off one of my weeks and just walked out. I didn't have time to kind of mess about. He was trying to say, you can stay for a couple of hours if you don't want the whole day off. And I was like, I've got to be in London by 12:00.
Midday, so I need to go.
I need to go now. So we got up there. It all went fine until the point where we had to sort out payment plans.
Yeah.
And we were both denied credit, which is weird because I have a really good credit rating.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably because I have quite a lot of things that
On credit at the minute,
So luckily, in the hour and a bit that I'd been waiting for Jo to come out of her consultation,
yeah,
where she'd had all sorts of like X-rays and shit taken of her face and all the rest of it. I'd spotted that there was a branch of a local high street bank round that way. Local? No, national.
National.
And I thought, I'll see if I can go in there. And luckily enough, a guy on his lunch break was like, "Oh yeah, I'll come in and see me." And within half an hour, I'd managed to secure myself a loan.
Yeah.
So fuck that. So we went back into the dentist and we're like, right, we've got the money now. So get it sorted, you know.
Yeah.
Which was quite a vindicating thing after you've just because there's nothing like the kind of confusion and the confusion being turned down for credit.
It's one of the worst things in the world. It's like when you know you've got plenty of money in your bank and you try and pay for something on a debit card and it gets turned down. You're like, but I've got the money.
But the money is there. I don't understand.
It's really embarrassing.
Yeah. That's the worst thing is that you feel like, but there's nothing wrong with.
Yeah, I can pay.
Yeah,
it's not a problem. Yeah, I hate that.
I mean, if it didn't cost so bloody much going privately, then it would have been fine. Excuse me. But no, this had to be a loan.
The problem is if you went private and got the credit, it's usually interest free, whereas the loan isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrible.
Yeah, this is the thing. But if we pay in the instalments up front, which we wouldn't have been able to do on the credit, we can now get 5% off. Which I think on the first load is like about 65 quid, but it's still
65 quid.
Yeah, precisely.
It's a game.
It's a tank of petrol and a few drinks.
Yeah.
Or a meal, maybe.
Or a game.
Yeah, or a game. I don't think that's. But yeah, so you know, plans are also in place for the ABH Pod, which has been mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was supposed to come this weekend, but their website's rubbish.
Oh, really?
And wouldn't let me pay. So it is in the pipework.
The framework for the pod is going up.
Yes, and I've been in touch with a friend of ours about soundproofing, James Holland. Yes. And I might have bitten off more than I can chew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been giving me some really, really helpful advice. But he runs a proper recording studio.
Yeah, see, he's talking about if you want to completely soundproof it, you're talking about minimising audio reflections. Yeah. All you want is some acoustic panels, which you can build.
Yeah. He's talking about specific
layers between walls. Yeah.
Like soundproofing plasterboard.
Yeah. You don't need that.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can get him to give me like massive rolls of acoustic foam. Yeah,
that's all you need. See, the thing is, when you're soundproofing a studio, you need you need a wall, and then you need a gap, and then you need another wall with some soundproofing, and then a third. All you want is minimise reflect. You're not going to be making much noise in the shed.
And also,
the pod.
It's nowhere near.
It's not a shed. It's a pod.
It's nowhere near a road or anything. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, and one day the listeners will be able to see it on YouTube, perhaps, and we'll put photos.
Multi-angles and stuff, probably.
It'll be interesting. It's going to be 8x12, by the way.
Okay, cool.
It's going to be.
Can start drawing out plans in.
Yeah.
The locations of cameras and lights.
Yeah. So So that's been my week.
Yeah.
Really.
Or two.
What about you?
I went to Legoland.
You did, yes.
For Chloe's birthday. It wasn't for me. It's a great place. It makes it so much better when you've got a child to take with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, legitimately, you can't really go at the age of 29, can you?
You could, but there's not much for you.
No.
Like, the rides are very aimed at children.
It's a very kiddie-friendly theme park.
But I'm glad we went for 2 days, because we went for 2 days. We stayed overnight. We went to the Terminal 5 hotel, because it's right near Heathrow.
Yeah,
it's in Windsor. We went for the first day, and Chloe's not been on many rides or theme parks. She's a bit uneasy, so we only got her on a couple of things that day. But the next day, she was fine. She absolutely loved it. But the first day, we stood... Have you ever been on one of those rides? I think it was the Fifth Dimension at Chesington was the first place it happened. I never went on it. Where you sit in like a car, and you got a laser gun and you have to shoot things.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I went on the Toy Story one at Disneyland, which was just amazing. It's brilliant. And they have one at Legoland called laser raiders.
Okay.
It's basically ancient Egypt, and you're shooting skeletons and things like that. And it lasts about 2 minutes, but we were in the queue for like an hour and 15 minutes. It was just horrible.
Yeah. I was seeing your back and forth with Sean from Nerd Church about waiting in
Last
lines
night, yeah.
because he was at Disneyland or Epcot or something.
He's
like
Disney
that,
World,
wasn't he?
yeah. He's Disney World at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
It is absolutely ridiculous. And like that ride would have been worth. I wouldn't have been upset if it was half an hour to 45 minutes because you expect that. But an hour and 15 minutes.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
And you're inside. The queuing is inside, so there's nothing. Like we queued up for a little roller coaster, which lasts about a minute, if that. And we queued up for that for over an hour, but because we were in a queue and we could see things, and there was like Lego bricks to play with in the queue.
Right. Okay.
And that was fine. But it's outside and it was nice weather, and we were talking to another family behind us. But yeah, it's great fun. She loves it.
Yeah.
And like the Lego Miniland is just amazing.
Yeah, because I've not been to Legoland since I was young.
It's not changed a lot.
Has it not?
No,
Okay,
it's not changed a lot.
Because my favourite bit was like the driving school.
That's still there.
and
Sponsored by
also-
Fiat now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chloe got a driver's license. It's on the
Yes.
chair
Oh,
somewhere,
is it?
actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
and her panning for gold medal.
Oh yeah, the panning
She's
for
got
gold
that,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh right. Oh cool. Because and the other bit was just the like the monuments, the world monuments, and
Yeah,
stuff
the
like
Miniland.
that
Yeah,
are
that's
made out
awesome.
Of Lego.
Big NASA launch pad
yeah.
and NASA building and
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore, Big Ben. They've got the Gherkin, so they have updated it obviously, but yeah, they've got the Gherkin now and Millennium Eye. But I'm on a yawning mood today.
You are, aren't you?
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Not getting enough sleep.
It's
Last
great
night.
fun. Yeah, it was nice weather. It was just great fun. And they got the Star Wars exhibit, which I've got like a big 10-minute video of us walking through it, and that's just incredible.
really?
It's got like a big 8 or 10 foot long Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
Amazing lights. You press buttons and lights, and there was very, very little Lego Movie stuff. It was only in one of the shops, the big
Oh really?
shop.
I suppose it's
They had-
fairly recent though, isn't it? But you'd have
Yeah.
thought that they'd have rolled something out because it.
They weren't even playing any of the music.
Oh.
But is that a licensing issue with the? Because
I don't know. It could be.
is Lego owned by Lego? Is Legoland owned by Lego?
I don't know. That's a good point.
Is the movie owned by Lego? Or is the name just licensed? They've got,
Good question.
in one of the shops, they had just the big built out of Lego figures.
yeah.
Like we got a picture of it. They had 2 of those, and that was pretty much it.
Oh right.
Yeah, not much
How
at all
strange.
in the way of Lego movie. I was looking forward to it. Dancing around singing the songs. But, you know, that's what happened. What else happened this week, did I say? I don't think anything else. I went to Legoland.
That's been the big
Pretty
thing,
much,
hasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Really.
I
Joe
mean,
and
Chloe's birthday.
yeah. But,
We had our first barbecue of the year.
Oh, did you?
Spring, yeah.
Nice. I passed a hog roast on the way down. It was an entire pig on a spit in a pub beer garden. I very nearly didn't come down here.
Stopped off for lunch. Bring down a big roll for this pork roll. Oh.
Yeah. No, Joe and I went out to Hastings yesterday. We spent more time in the car than at Hastings.
Oh, really? Was it that warm?
Yeah. No. I mean driving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, got lost.
Oh.
Yeah. It's all right.
On the way to Hastings?
Yeah, there was a diversion sign, so I
Oh,
followed
okay,
it,
I
but
see,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
it was a diversion for Hastings. It went in the opposite direction.
Whoops.
Nearly ended up in Ashford.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. But yeah, no, that was
I can't
quite
say
cool.
much, I've
Really,
done that
really nice
before.
fish and chips down by the coast. Went to that little ice cream parlour as well.
No.
Yeah. Not quite as good as I remember them being from a couple of
Really?
years back. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. But yeah, not a bad day out really.
Hastings is alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
As long as you don't mind wearing shoes on the beach.
Yeah, it's pebbly. It's not sandy.
So painful. So painful.
But yeah, that's basically been it for the week, really.
Yeah.
What do we want to talk about? Because
do we
we've
wanna
just
talk
kind
about?
of caught up with our lives.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Easter this week.
Yes.
So we've got some Easter bits we can talk about, but I think maybe we close out with that. Start with some news like we normally do.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Talk about a bit of
obviously,
news.
you know, there's been nasty things happening in the last couple of weeks. If I'm honest, the Pistorius trial has started happening in the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks, and he's been battered by the
Prosecution.
yes, that guy is.
I haven't watched any
he's
of it. I think
terrifying.
that's
He's ripping not only Pistorius but his entire set of legal staff
Really?
to pieces, and he's really good.
Oh, is he?
He's really good. I can't remember the name of the guy. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, something I heard last night, we were having a conversation because my sister, she's going off to New York on Monday for her birthday. Her birthday's tomorrow, actually. She's going to New York on Monday, do a bit of shopping with my auntie. But she's been watching it, and my brother's partner has been watching it, and they both said that, or someone said something about the actual detectives who were sort of gathering evidence have been pretty poor.
Yeah.
Like they've contaminated a lot of things.
Yeah.
But does that not then, would that not mean the case gets thrown out because the evidence has been tampered with? So it can't be used?
Yeah, I don't know, really. I mean, and everyone just seems a little bit incompetent.
Yeah.
In the entire thing. But yeah, you would think that the evidence would have to be thrown out, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But I mean, this is something we started talking about last year when it first went to court, because obviously it was only less than a year since the Olympics. It was Valentine's Day that he shot her, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, it was around that.
And obviously it's taken a year to come back round to court. Why don't they have the name of the prosecutor on this? They've just got prosecution.
Prosecutor says. But the guy, sorry, I was trying to fill a gap and
with a
yawning and then punch the table.
This is good.
It's going well, but yeah, he's pretty useful.
Yeah.
It's been a bit grim, has it?
It's just.
I mean, I know
he's gonna be found guilty.
But yeah,
like there's no way out.
But it's
of
where
it.
what degree to what degree?
Yeah. I mean, it's stuff like Pistorius says he heard the toilet cubicle door slam shut and became certain an intruder or intruders had shut themselves in there. The prosecution says there is no mention of this crucial noise in the bail application or in his plea explanation. Pistorius says he told his defence counsel why they left it out. Why would they do that? Neil asked him many times, I'm not sure, was the athlete's reply. The state also pointed out that the door was locked. Pistorius has never mentioned hearing the door locked. The sound of the door being locked was demonstrated. It is distinctive. I mean, like, the guy is just ripping to pieces the original...
The defence.
The original claim from Pistorius.
Yeah.
And just literally everything. This guy has got an answer for everything.
But those things seem really trivial, don't they?
Yeah,
but they are important.
Yeah,
when
this
it
is the
comes
thing.
to a murder case.
Yeah, especially when, I mean, the big thing has been like, how the hell didn't you know Rhea wasn't in the room with you? Yes, it was dark, but surely. Doing that, putting your arm out.
You feel if there's someone next to you.
Yeah, you know there's someone there, don't you?
But I mean, the bed itself.
Yeah,
feels different if there's someone there with you. Or not.
Yeah, and I know that it was a newish relationship, but still, that would be even more obvious that there was someone else in the bed, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
really,
because it's something odd. Yeah.
And then there's the whole thing of whether or not he was using his prosthetics. I think it's turned out that he wasn't.
He didn't have his.
No, but he claimed that he was trying to shoot the first shot as a warning, but it was fired at head height and it did hit her in the face or something. It's just like, you know, this is our generation's OJ.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's not going to have a career after this. It's all going to go to hell.
Yeah. No athletics.
Whether or not he must have to do prison time.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what the South African law system is like. Although what I have learnt from this is that there is no jury.
Oh, really?
No, South African law system doesn't have juries, so it's just down to the judge.
That's kind of good, isn't it? Because
because the thing, like, they've been trying to get rid of juries.
Can be easily swayed.
Yeah, they've been trying to get rid of juries in this country for years anyway, because, like you say, they're easily swayed. They're just lay people. They're members of the public. They don't really know.
It's like us sitting in if we're sat in a room and someone's there's a case where the person is genuinely guilty, and then they make a point to say, "Oh, but this," and you can go, "Oh, that's a good point."
Yeah, exactly.
And that just
because you
totally
don't know the
changes
ins
your
and
mind.
outs of like the vernacular of a barrister or a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, the way that they try to manipulate you,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. That's all their job is manipulation. So one of them will be really convincing, and the other one will then come up and be really convincing as well.
Yeah.
And then you've just got to make your mind up. You might as well just ask someone on the street, "Do you think he's guilty?"
Yeah.
You know, it is kind of because also you've got to have everyone has to agree, and sometimes you get juries that cannot agree, so they have to replace members of the jury.
Yeah.
It's and it takes time, and that is also money as well.
I don't ever want to get called up.
I would, but only to take the time off work, and also only if it was going to be a really interesting case. Because I've sat in on court proceedings in the past, and they can be really boring.
Yeah.
There was one, like the case was quite interesting, but the day that I sat in on it was just reading through text messages from one person to another.
Oh my God.
For hours at the Old
Oh
Bailey.
my word.
And I thought, the Old Bailey, yes. And it was all about this woman who'd been bricked up in a wall, and then the house had been set on fire. It was a really interesting case.
But not the day you went.
The day I went, they were just reading through text messages from like this guy who was her husband. It was an arranged marriage situation.
Oh, I see.
She was either having an affair or had refused the marriage proposal because she actually wanted to be with someone else, and he was trying to organise getting her bumped off.
Right.
So really, it was interesting, but it was reading through text messages and verbatim text messages as well, with spelling mistakes.
Oh my
and
word.
using text speak and stuff. So these really posh barristers having to like
terrible.
You know,
Quite funny.
Yeah,
actually, to be fair.
yeah. It was a bit of a strange one.
Crazy.
But yeah, no, I'd want to do jury duty if only on a really juicy case, but then that makes your decision all the more
difficult. Yeah.
Difficult, yeah. So
I just don't want to do it.
No.
I just don't think I'd want to do it. Yeah, but he's definitely going to be. Pistorius is definitely guilty of something.
Yeah,
he killed her.
Even if it's not murder, it'll be manslaughter.
He's never denied killing her.
No
one's ever denied
that's
killing
right.
her. So
Yeah,
he's killed her. It's just.
But it's whether it
was premeditated.
Yeah, precisely.
Or was it
crime of passion?
Yeah.
Or was it mistaken identity? This is what we will find out in the months, because I can imagine it will drag on for a while. And then there was Peaches Geldof as well.
Yeah.
Dying suddenly at her home in Kent, not far away from us actually. I didn't know that she lived down this way, but they're not treating it as suspicious. This is Peaches, the daughter of Bob Geldof and
Paula Yates.
Paula Yates, yeah. Was she the eldest, or was she?
Peach, I think she is the eldest.
Yeah, I think
she
is.
But Paula Yates died. When was that? 2000.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
yeah, she died of a drug overdose, didn't she? So
yeah,
I've removed people on Facebook.
Yeah,
because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because of jokes and things.
Yeah,
nope,
yeah.
You're gone. Bye.
Yeah. One of my friends made an inappropriate joke, and I was just like, "Oh."
That's probably one that I've removed a while ago.
Maybe.
But no, the one I removed actually is someone I've known since like infant school.
Oh right. Just don't need it.
Gone. Bye bye.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it's non-suspicious, and they've just explained it as but unexplained and sudden. So they're not quite sure.
It's probably a sudden death, adult sudden death
syndrome.
Yeah,
it could well be, but it's terribly sad. And I mean, Bob Geldof, how must he be feeling? Really,
you can't.
It's awful. She's going to be buried on Easter Monday, actually, at the same church that Paula was buried in 2000.
Oh, okay.
Which is somewhere else, which is in, like you say, I think it's Westerham, isn't it, in Kent?
That's where she lived. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember a couple of weeks ago, actually, or a couple of weeks before Peaches died, that somebody put, "What the fuck is Peaches Geldof doing in Maidstone?"
Oh, right.
I was like, that is a bit odd. And then this came out, I was like, oh, because she lives close by.
Yeah. So
there's quite a few people live by. Actually, one for like the Doctor Who fans, Tom Baker's local.
Yes, Tom Baker always used to come into Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
Because one of our mates, Chris Cass, used to work there and always used to end up serving him at the tills.
Yeah. Yeah, my mum and dad had a newsagents at one point, and he used to come in and buy his morning paper. There's the Doctor, just wondering.
And Vic Reeves as well.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah.
He was on the phone to Nancy Delolio when I saw him arguing with her about where to buy something. But yeah, she died. It's a shame. It's one of those way too young.
Yeah,
way too young, and she's just got a life on track, and she was really intelligent. And, because she had that argument with Katie Hopkins this morning.
Yeah.
Just
that
absolutely
horrible,
rinsed her.
Yeah, she really did. Because what was she? She was about our age, wasn't she?
Just a bit younger, I think.
Yeah,
like
27.
27.
Yeah.
It is
too
sad,
young.
But
too young.
These things do happen.
And these things do, unfortunately. You know.
And they shouldn't. Like Bob Geldof said, no parent should have to bury their child.
No.
That was the joke. Oh, no.
Don't repeat it.
No. I just remember what the joke was. But I actually had... Just before, was you going to get into?
I've got a couple of other bits.
Okay.
Before
I was going to mention
stuff.
one quickly about. Should have got my phone out in preparation.
Maybe.
There was this really odd story I read yesterday.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know where it was now. This is annoying. Why do I do this?
I don't know.
I'm going to butt in. I'm going to get in there really quickly, and I haven't even got it ready. I can't even remember where it was. You go for your one. I'll get my one ready.
Okay. So, a bird escaped from a shelter in Hertfordshire recently.
Right.
It's still on the loose a month later. Now, this bird
I was going to say this is important because...
It's because it can kill you.
Oh.
It's a dangerous bird.
Oh, is it one of those
It's a Rhea.
Oh, okay.
So it's like an emu-y ostrich-looking bird.
So it's giant.
It can run at 40 miles an hour.
And fast.
And it can disembowel you.
And scary.
With its gigantic 6-inch claws like a velociraptor from
Sorry,
Jurassic
where did you
Park.
say this was?
Hertfordshire, thank Christ.
Oh, God.
It's a bit of a way from here. But they reckon it's living on a golf course, Barkway Park Club, near Royston in Hertfordshire.
God, luckily that's nowhere near Liz's family then.
It's nowhere near.
I mean, they're Hertfordshire, but...
Yeah, Royston, I don't know quite where that is. But, yeah, so it's living on a golf course. It's wandering about happy as Larry, said one of the greenkeepers, Carl Edwards, who saw it for the first time on Wednesday.
I would have shit myself.
Yes, it's about... I think it's about 6 to 7 feet tall. It's the size of a human.
That's terrifying.
But yeah, so it can run 40 miles an hour, which is faster than Usain Bolt.
That's not fun.
The RSPCA have said Rheas are large birds that have the potential to be dangerous as they are strong, fast, and have sharp claws. Our advice to the general public is to keep well away and call us or the police if they see the bird. We would not recommend that anyone attempts to restrain or catch a Rhea themselves, as these birds are able to kick in any direction and may kick out if they feel threatened.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So if you're in the Hertfordshire area, watch out for an ostrich, because
there's no use running either.
No.
Because it will fucking get you.
It can run faster than,
Yeah,
if it runs faster than Usain Bolt, it's going to outrun you.
Yeah, I would hope that it's not just naturally aggressive. Like, if it sees a human, I don't imagine. It says if it's threatened. It can kick in any direction with its sharp claws.
Yeah. Apparently, the owner, Laura Trant, Joe Clark, said it was thought, there was no need to be members of the public to be scared of it. I'd be terrified. It can disembowel you.
It's a 6 foot tall ostrich type bird that can run 40 miles an hour and disembowel you.
Yeah.
With its claws that can come at you from any direction.
Yeah. And it's been on the run for a month.
It hasn't killed anyone yet, but that's a reason to be scared of it.
Don't go near it. It's Again, it's back to a whole thing of like animals are dangerous, nature is scary, and
that's terrifying. I don't think
But also, why would you keep a Rhea as a pet?
I don't know. There was a local guy who had a tiger.
That's true. There was.
Lived just down the road.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
I was like, less.
Don't go near it, I suppose.
More death, but less funny than your last one about the bird. There was no, don't do that. I'm sure it had. Small town of Royan, where's that? I'm sure it had the location, but there was a killer somewhere else, another country.
Some other country, some foreign place.
Yeah, there was a killer there was a guy who was up for execution. He was going to be hanged before killing another guy about 8 years ago, I think it was 7 or 8 years ago. And what it was, the victim, the one who was killed 7 or 8 years ago, his mother and father were the ones who blindfolded him, put the noose around his neck, and they were going to kick the chair out.
Oh, right. Oh, wait. Was this one that Joe sent in?
Did she? Yes. I believe this was. Yes, well done. Yes.
Just to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, sorry, I totally forgot that. I was just found it again as I was looking through here. She sent it yesterday, actually, didn't she?
I believe so, yeah.
And I was supposed to bookmark it yesterday, but I didn't. But I bookmarked it today. But in Iran, there we go.
Yeah,
I told you it was another country. Yeah. So they were going to kick the chair out, but just as they were about to kick the chair out, the mother of the victim walked up to the killer, slapped him, and took the blindfold off and the noose off from around his neck, and she said she forgave him.
Oh.
So she spared his life.
I see.
Because she felt no other family really should go through that loss. And then the guy who was going to be hanged, his mother came up and just hugged the other mother and started crying. And it's kind of a nice story.
Kind of.
I mean,
so
if you're that guy...
he was going to get hanged by his own...
No, he was going to get hanged by the victims.
Oh, right.
Parents.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah.
The person he stabbed and killed before.
Yeah.
It's a bit nice.
It's a bit grisly, isn't it? I mean,
But his life was spared. I forgive you. You shouldn't have done it. Like, I mean, he was just about to get hanged if he's not changed his ways.
Yeah, you would hope so. Anyway.
He was like seconds from being strangled to death. Ugh.
Yeah.
That brought it down.
Not so nice.
No.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that the whole hanging capital punishment is, one of the best ways of sorting things out. And it doesn't sound like that was going through a judicial system either.
No, not if the parents were going to kick if the family were going to kick the chair out. But it's...
I think some people deserve to die, but...
Yeah, it's one of those awkward, difficult cases where you hear some stories, that person deserves to die.
Yeah. But then you got to think of the ramifications of that. And
like this guy stabbed... It was in a street fight with gangs, I think. He stabbed somebody else and killed him. And he was going to be put to death. Is that extreme?
It's difficult, isn't it?
It's an eye for an eye thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the way they do it.
But like in the US, like you don't get put on death row just for killing one person.
No, that's right. Yeah.
You've either got to be like a sadistic serial killer, or you've got to do something really heinous.
True.
But this one, I thought, it's kind of it's a bittersweet story. It's like, it's very nice, but
yeah, but still
a bit grim. While Bilal had been forgiven, he will not necessarily be freed, as under Iranian law, the victim's family have a say in the act of execution, but not in any jail sentence. So it's like the victim's family actually chose to put him to death, and then went, nah. Actually not.
No, maybe not.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, it's heartwarming.
Lovely story for you there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to take that story.
No, there's this other story. Horrified plane passengers told they're heading for a watery grave.
Oh, God. This isn't about the Malaysia Airlines thing.
God, no. No. Well, it's after.
Yeah.
Which is even worse, I suppose.
Yeah.
But passengers on a long-distance flight were understandably rather taken aback after their pilot had told them a fault could have led them to a watery grave. Now we're talking past tense now.
Right.
So
is this after they'd already landed safely?
No, the horrified holidaymakers said they were left traumatised after a 4-day long flight from the Caribbean that was stricken with mechanical failures.
Really? 4 days?
Yeah. First, they were taken off a plane due to leave the Caribbean because of an issue with the jet. Now, 4-day journey, does that mean they were flying for 4 days, or were they delayed?
Stopping off, or I'd imagine.
I imagine it was delayed.
Well, flying for 4 days, you could literally circle the globe.
Flying for 4 days wouldn't happen. I don't think there's any jets with engines big enough.
Unless they were being fueled mid-air.
Exactly. Yeah, then as they reboarded the next day, that's one day,
Yeah.
the pilot cheerfully compared their earlier problem to a Thai flight that flipped over in midair and killed 213 people on board in 1999.
That's what you want to hear, isn't it?
As you get on, that was lucky. This could have happened.
Just imagine.
To make matters worse, the plane had to make an emergency landing in Barbados after the pilot reported seeing smoke in the cockpit.
Right.
Sounds like... They arrived in London 3 days late and most likely in need of another... See, there's the 3 days plus the day's journey. Like, he told them as they got on the plane, you almost died.
Yeah, I think there's some things that you want to keep to yourself.
Yeah, Monarch Airlines, I've flown with them.
Oh, God, I've flown with them as well. Yeah.
They're
a bit rickety, aren't they?
Yeah, and
they're
bit
like,
budget.
Yeah, they're a bit Ryanair-ish, aren't
yeah,
they?
except you're allocated a seat, though.
Yes.
But it's... Like, this is what the airline's saying. On this occasion, during run update, he used an inappropriate choice of words and has expressed his regret in doing so. Inappropriate choice of words? Could say that.
Yeah. It's a good thing we didn't take off yesterday. You'd have all died.
Yeah. We always encourage pilots to give regular and open updates to our customers. Wrong choice of words. I mean...
Yeah.
It's putting it lightly, isn't it?
Yeah, there's appearing friendly and there's being overly candid.
Yeah. I'm your pilot today. Yeah. You almost died yesterday.
There needs to be a filter somewhere, doesn't there? Just like that.
Like on his brain.
Yeah, because the Bermuda Triangle seems to have shifted anyway, doesn't it? Because there was that ferry that turned over in the middle of the water just outside of China the other day, and the captain jumped ship.
Oh yeah, there was the one where
he ordered everyone to stay on the boat for about an hour as it was listing over on its side, even though they could have been rescued.
Yeah.
And then it just sank.
Right.
With hundreds of people on board that are still unaccounted for because they haven't been...
Captain's right.
Yeah, the captain jumped ship, swam to safety onto...
Is that the one like a bit Titanic where the entertainment staff carried on playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. And now they're wondering why the hell it even happened, because the boat itself is only 20 years old, which is not old for a boat, apparently.
It's a bit suspicious, isn't it?
Yeah. They reckon that he made a hard turn or something.
Yeah, but
that threw it past the point of no return. Like if a ship lists more than 5 degrees, that's it. It's going to go over. Okay. 5 degrees isn't much, is it?
No.
Where a London bus can go out to 8.
Really?
Yeah, but still right itself.
They usually do as well.
Yeah, yeah. When they go around really shy, it's terrifying being on the top of a bus.
Yeah. It's terrifying being on a bus in London. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, but in Assassin's Creed, the ship's turn, So I've been playing that this week. I'm going to be playing shitloads this coming week as well.
It's a good game.
But that turns very,
very sharply.
But yeah,
maybe galleons were different.
Yeah, I was going to say though that it seems a bit weird that ship's captain told everybody to stay on board whilst he jumped ship, and now they're all missing or dead, and all dead. It's a bit suspicious, and it's only 20 years old, so there's no reason for it to have. Well, I mean, the Titanic wasn't that old.
Some people know. Some people were thinking that it might have hit a rock, and that he was trying to steer clear of. Or that he was trying to steer clear of hitting a rock.
Right.
But yeah, no one really knows. Again, it's this whole weird situation out in the middle of the China Sea at the moment. There's just weird shit going on. Yeah.
Pirates.
Maybe. Last bit of news that I've got before we delve into the religious side of things.
Yeah. We very rarely talk about religion,
no, we try not to talk about
take
religion. A break. A 63-year-old man was admitted to hospital after complaining. Because I'm coming through halfway through this story because it's too much. I don't want to. Or
bury the lead.
I do want to bury the lead.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Yeah. So a 63-year-old man was admitted to hospital after complaining of vomiting and difficulty defecating. He told the doctor that he had swallowed a bottle cap in anger after a fight with his wife, but when because that's what
you.
Oh, I hate you.
I I hate you so much. I'm going to fucking turn my
eat this
insides
bottle
out.
cap.
Yeah.
But when surgeons operated, they found gold bars weighing nearly 400 grams in his stomach instead of a bottle cap.
Right. Gold bars.
Yep.
Aren't they supposed to be big?
12 bars of gold have been recovered from the
12
stomach of
gold
a
bars, like
businessman.
the Status Quo album.
Yes. Maybe it was just the Status Quo album then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Delhi. He was a businessman there. And 12 gold bars have been recovered from his stomach in an operation. The doctors who performed the operation on the 9th of April told the BBC that police and customs authorities had questioned the businessman and confiscated the gold. India, the world's largest consumer of gold, has seen a record rise in smuggling after a rise in duty on imports of metal to curb the current account deficit.
So what was he looking for?
I've absolutely no idea.
Was he hoping to go and they provide him with laxatives so he could shit them out?
I mean, gold bars, like you say, like gold bars to me means
big.
like they're the size of a brick, aren't they? Where you see them on the films and, in the movies. This is the surgeon whose name Ramachandran,
Probably.
Dr. Ramachandran, said that he's never seen a case like this in my life. This is the first time I've recovered gold from the stomach of a patient. I remember having taken out a bladder stone weighing 1 kilogram from a patient, but finding gold in a patient's stomach was something unbelievable. It was a tedious 3-hour-long operation. He is an old patient and we had to be careful. We found 12 gold bars lying in a stack in his stomach. So they were stacked up, nice and neat.
At least he managed to stack them.
The businessman who had undergone 4 stomach surgeries in the past as a diabetic was admitted to the hospital earlier this month with symptoms of acute intestinal obstruction.
Yeah, because if you've had loads of operations on your stomach, it's a great idea to go and swallow something that you're not supposed to.
So it sounds basically like this guy was trying to smuggle gold out of the country.
Just to avoid
some sort
taxes.
of because the India's government hiked the import duty on gold 3 times to curb demand for the precious metal. So the imports in gold actually came down from 162,000 kilograms in May of 2013 to 19,300 kilograms in November. So there's a massive shortage of gold being imported into the country,
right.
So the value has gone up, I guess. I assume.
Yeah, so
that would be the only reason that I would try and swallow 12 bars of gold,
which are nowhere near the limit.
No, and it's only 400 grams, 14 ounces. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I work more in grams.
It's Indian gold as well, which is more expensive. So that the value of that gold.
Yeah,
is
it doesn't
a hell of a lot
have.
more.
Doesn't have how much it would have been worth actually.
That man is insane.
But yeah, a 63-year-old man swallowing 12 bars of gold just to get them into the country. I mean, no wonder he had stomach pains.
I've got something insane that's happened elsewhere.
Fair play.
Related to Easter, actually. On Good Friday, some religious Filipinos reenacted the crucifixion of Jesus as part of their festivities on Good Friday.
Okay.
Or to mark Good Friday. That's fairly, that's all right, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think.
What isn't all right?
It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Reenacting something. What isn't good?
Yeah.
Is hammering 2-inch nails through their hands during the reenactment. Like properly reenacting it.
That's through the hands as
through
well.
the hands.
Now, see, that's not how you're supposed to crucify someone.
No, it's through the wrist.
Yeah. Because that just rips out the bones in your hands.
Yeah.
Because you can't be hung by that. You need to go between the two
your hands
bones
kind of doing this
your,
clenching thing at the minute, yeah.
It should be there.
Yeah.
Just below the wrist, between the two.
Because it bleeds, goes through the artery and makes you bleed out.
Yeah, but also it anchors itself between the 2 bones in the forearm as well. You can't rip those apart as easily as all the bones inside you.
Oh, so it's harder to escape.
Yeah.
Church leaders, along with health officials, have spoken against the practice.
No shit.
Really? However, the tradition continues each year and manages to draw huge crowds.
Yeah, where is this? Sorry, did you say?
Philippines.
The Philippines, yeah.
Religious Filipinos, yeah.
Yeah.
San Pedro.
It's a bit scary. I remember when we were playing a gig in Tunbridge Wells.
Right, yeah.
There was some bloke. I don't know whether he was at the pub we were playing at or whether he was just in the street trying to raise awareness of it. But he was going to be involved in a reconstruction of the crucifixion in Tunbridge Wells.
Really?
And I wondered about that as well, whether or not they were going to properly do it, or because he seemed quite into it. I can't remember now. Like I say, I can't remember whether it was in the bar or whether it was around.
Was it the Battle of the Bands?
It was one of the. No, I think it was the outdoor one we did.
Oh, it's the same venue.
Yeah.
So it wasn't when we went for lunch.
No.
When we discovered about the asylum behind the pub.
No, not that.
Oh,
time.
okay. So
Yeah.
it wasn't one. He wasn't a patient.
Well, this is it. I mean, maybe
he was a
we went
patient
back
because it was
there
just
and-
down the road, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a mental asylum just behind the pub. So it could have been that, I suppose. But yeah, he seemed pretty into it,
Yeah.
is what I remembered. And yeah, I know this stuff does happen.
That's insane.
But why you'd want to do that? And especially be the person being crucified.
Do you mean they got a picture and the guy does not look best pleased?
No, I can imagine. Do you think they explained it to him properly beforehand?
It's the thing, it's like it's bad enough having the nails put through your hands or your wrists.
Hmm.
Once they lift the cross and your body weight.
Oh,
They got a video. Oh no.
do we want to watch the video?
I kinda do.
Yeah.
But warning, this video contains images some viewers may find distressing.
Oh, dear.
If only we could show. Yeah, these people just up on crosses. But they are standing on blocks without
And they've
a nail.
been tied to the thing as well, so they're not going to lean forwards. But
They're
they
not-
are actually.
Are they actually going to show
Oh,
them
wait.
hammering it?
I don't know.
Oh my
That
god.
First person they show.
Oh. No, that's between the toes.
Ooh. That's through the hand.
That's definitely.
Oh my good lord! Why would you want to do that?
Oh jeez. Yeah. Oh, someone being
And
taken away in a
They're
stretcher.
being stretchered off.
Seven! Oh my god! These guys are undergone 7 crucifixions, and it looks like they've got barbed wire around their head as well.
Well, yeah, because he had the crown of thorns on,
Yeah.
didn't he? So I suppose that's the closest thing they could find.
That's not pleasant.
That's
Kind of regret watching that.
Oh,
That's some nice Easter news for you.
yeah. Maybe we'll post that as a video on the Facebook and Twitter. And
Yeah,
stuff,
we'll link
and
to
you
it.
Can, you can have a watch of that yourself, just to remember the suffering that Jesus did for your sins. Not to sound too
No.
preachy. But yeah, you were talking. This happened on Good Friday.
Yes.
John Favreau.
Got 5 minutes to talk about Easter.
John Favreau said on Twitter the other day, "What's the best way to kind of greet someone on Good Friday?" And it led to a load of stuff.
Oh, okay.
People, making jokes and stuff. But the reason it's called Good Friday, no one seems to know.
No, I had that.
Oh, okay.
I had an article.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No.
I've got others. You take it. My phone seems to have crashed.
They're saying that it's possibly no one seems to know. There seem to be many
they
different theories as to this. Some suggest that it's good as in holy.
Yeah, because
Like-
that's actually a discussion we had with Chloe. 'Cause
Right,
she
okay.
said to her grandma on Good Friday, she went, "Happy Good Friday, Grandma." I was like, probably not the best choice
No,
of words.
because let's face it, Jesus was flogged, ordered to carry the cross on which he'd be crucified, then nailed to it, and then stabbed in the side, and then left to die.
Yeah,
Not very good.
Fantastic.
Really. Yeah, not very good. But yeah, so they've had a load of people from like the Oxford English Dictionary. They've looked at religious texts and stuff, and they found that it's got lots of different meanings.
right.
It could be that it was good, as in holy. He looked at this world and saw that it was good.
Yeah.
It could be that it came from the earliest known use of Good Friday is from the South English Legendary, which is a text from 1290.
Right.
But it was spelled Guode. Good.
Almost sounds
then you've got
Good Friday.
Good Friday. Then you've got it could be originated from the German for God's Friday, which is Gottsfreitag, or possibly even Gut Freitag.
Right.
But the Danish refer to it as Long Friday, and it could have been an Anglo-Saxon thing from that, but they don't put the Danish for Long Friday.
No,
so why would you? It's also known in Greek as the Holy and Great Friday, or in Roman languages, Holy Friday, or Karfreitag, which is Sorrowful Day.
Which is kind of the opposite.
Yes, yeah. But then would make more sense.
Yeah, it kind of makes more sense. Good.
Yeah.
He saw that it was good, or holy, or God's Friday. I think
That
God's
seems
Friday
seems to be the best way to probably do it. But that's why it's called that, and probably Happy Good Friday.
not
One of the more appropriate ways to welcome someone. I don't really know.
Well, I've got why is Easter called Easter?
Okay.
The English name Easter and the German Ostern derive from the name of Germanic goddess of the dawn, called Esther. In various dialects of the Old English.
I've seen this.
In England, the annual festive time in her honour was the month of Easter, equivalent to April. There you go.
And it changes every year, because I think we might have mentioned it last year.
Yeah.
We were trying to think whether we had mentioned
Because
this
it's
before.
based on the Jewish
calendar,
which is based on 28 days, isn't it? It's a lunar calendar, and it always has to be after a Jewish
holiday.
The first Sunday after a Jewish holiday, because the Christians back then wanted to respect the Jewish religion.
Yeah, exactly.
And not
because
interfere
it was
with them.
Kind of part of, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's why that. But then there's other explanations, which I can't find now, because I can never find anything. Determining the date of Easter. Easter is apparently the person who wrote this article previously is somewhat erroneously stated. Easter is always celebrated on the Sunday immediately following the first full moon after the spring equinox. This statement was true prior to 325 AD. However, over the course of history, the Western Church decided to establish a more standardised system for determining the date of Easter. There are in fact as many misunderstandings about the calculation of Easter dates as there are reasons for confusion. So it's like nobody knows.
No.
Really. There's a reason it's something to do with the Paschal full moon.
Yeah.
It's the first Sunday after that. But I didn't realise as well that the date for Easter in the West is different to the date for Easter in the East.
Is it?
Yes, because I can't remember.
Probably because
something to do with the calendar again.
Yeah.
The date range is different.
But that's why Easter is at a different point in the year every year, isn't it? Because it's
to do with the moon.
Yeah.
Which sounds kind of pagan to me.
Yeah, doesn't it just?
What
do we know? Oh dear. But yeah, I went to see sparking in with biblical stuff. I went to see Noah.
Oh yeah.
With Ian on Wednesday. Just I thought I'd keep it on the
religious
thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had no inclination to see it at all.
The book better.
I think it's going to last longer.
Really?
Yeah, the book, yeah.
Oh, the book's going to last longer, I was going to say.
Yeah, I had no interest at all in seeing it until I started hearing reviews from people.
Yeah.
And they were talking about things that I'd got to see this film.
Yeah.
And it was, I asked whether Scott and Charlie had seen it, and they'd been to see it the week previous to me. Mainly because I wanted someone to go with, because Joe had absolutely no
interest whatsoever. Yeah,
it, which I can totally understand. Biblical epics don't really appeal to me either, if I'm honest. But this one's got Russell Crowe as Noah, Ray Winston as the antagonist.
Amazing.
It's got giant rock angels that are fallen. They're the fallen angels.
Right.
Yeah. It's got quite epic battle scenes. Noah kicks ass, gets butt ass naked when he comes off the ship.
Right.
Or the ark. It's interesting.
It's not.
It's Darren Aronofsky is the director. He did Black Swan.
Right. Oh, okay.
And it's kind of based on a poem that he wrote in school, is what what I've heard. But it's really interesting. It's worth a watch. I think personally, it's one of those things, but in like a Michael Bay style
with the Hollywood treatment.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I think religious epics need to be a bit more encompassing of some of the more miraculous things. They could do these big visual effects things now better than they've done before.
Right.
I think to kind of it was just interesting. It was weird.
Yeah.
It starts off and there's this strange scaly dog thing that's dying. And like this is it. There's weird animals in it and things that maybe didn't survive the flood.
See.
But another interesting thing as well that because it's set at the beginning of time, effectively. When it gets dusk, you can start to see all the stars. It was really well designed.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it justice because it's one of these weird things where I didn't know what to expect, and the more I think about it, the more I like it. But I don't know how to sell it to someone.
Do you have to take it out of the context of it being a Bible story?
Well, no, because it's very, very. You can't take it out of the context.
Well, no.
But like in the Bible, there are passages where angels did walk among men at that point,
that's true,
and there were something to do with rock demons or rock characters,
right?
At that time,
like the rock spoke to him.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it all comes from allegory.
Yeah.
Like it's an allegorical tale, and it's not supposed to be taken literally anyway, as with most of the Bible.
Yep.
But it's interesting seeing someone interpret it in that way because no one's ever done it in that way before.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I don't think I'd buy it. I might watch it on the TV just to see if it holds up. But I think it's one of these things that you need to see in the cinema because of the scope, like just the scale of it.
Yeah.
There's a really good scene halfway through where Noah is telling the story. Once upon a time there was nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's the creation bit, but it goes from the Big Bang to the creation of the planets. To the evolution from fish. So it's got evolutionary things in there as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. But it works.
They've managed to tie it in. I wonder how the church feel about it.
I don't know, because the thing is, the cinema was packed out.
Yeah. Because the church like to give free tickets for
they do,
things
yeah.
like that.
And you could see the older churchy types in there. I didn't see them afterwards. I wanted to see them after. No one left.
Oh, really?
No one left. But yeah, there was it was that whole thing. There were groups of younger guys there or girls.
Yeah.
And it went all the way up to like your older churchy looking types. Yeah. And everything else in between. It had a really, really wide audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting.
Good.
I liked it. I really did. But it's one of those ones that I wouldn't buy because I don't know whether I'll ever see it again.
Yeah.
If it's on the TV, I might give it a watch. Just to be like, look at these fucking stone things. They look like Harryhausen style animation.
Oh, really?
It was kind of it wasn't claymation, but the animation of them moving was a little bit kind of stop motion-y.
Sort of an ode to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite cool. It being a religious epic.
Some of the effects, like there were lots of effects of birds flying, looked rubbish.
Oh, really?
Like really quite bad. And there's this whole thing like of Noah going a little bit insane.
You would really in isolation
because he decides to that God doesn't want people on the planet anymore. because that's why he sent the flood. And he sent him and his wife are too old to have more children. He's got 3 boys. 2 of them don't have wives or girlfriends. The eldest one does have a girlfriend, but she's barren.
Oh.
But something happens whereupon she becomes pregnant.
You don't spoil it.
No. I mean, I don't know how much of this is in the Bible story, though. This is the thing. Because there's a bit where there's a lot going on the ark that I didn't know about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she becomes pregnant with twins, and he's saying, like, okay, if they're boys, they will become the last people to bury the rest of us, and that'll be fine, because that's still going to be ending the line of man.
Yeah.
But if they're girls, they could grow up to become mothers. So if they are girls, I will kill them as soon as you give birth to them.
Oh my
it's
God.
fucked up and tense.
Yeah.
Like really fucking tense, because Emma Watson has to give birth to these babies, and they try to protect them from him. Like his whole family turns against him. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's just like at one point I realised that I'd been holding myself in a really prone position for ages, and I relaxed and my body hurt because it was really, really, really intense. But interesting, yeah. I would recommend going to see it.
Yeah, you've sold it to me.
Just to
I don't know if I'll go to the cinema. Though.
No. I mean, maybe. I mean, I didn't
You've
pay
got the
for
unlimited
it.
card.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. If
And
I had an unlimited card, I definitely would.
I managed to convince Ian to go with me. In fact, and on Wednesdays I can get the code, so both of us going for free. So if I'd have paid for it, I probably wouldn't
be happy.
Have been as happy. But I'm glad that I went to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe you might want to see it with an eye patch on.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
It's 2 and a bit hours.
Speaking of which, I saw I saw Dallas Buyers Club the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. With my pirate friends.
What do you think?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really good.
Worth all the nominations that it got.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Jared Leto is definitely deserving of his award.
Right.
Yes.
Fair play. I do have to get around to seeing a lot of those Oscar films. Yeah.
I would definitely see that if you can.
Okay. Cool. Well, seeing as we were going to do a whole bit on Easter, I think we managed to surpass that and kind of brush it under the table a bit. But yeah, so interesting. But now we're back. We've been away for a while, but now we're back.
Yeah, we should be back to normal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ish. As normal as possible.
To be fair, this isn't.
No. We've got some interesting things lined up.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yes. And keep your ears open.
Yes. Yeah. Keep interacting with us on all our websites and social media places that we hang out in. I'm going to try and get round to doing the ship hire and transit stuff a little bit more often than I have been. I've been quite I've been editing a couple of episodes of the new podcast recently, which is why I haven't been on the internet doing the interactions and stuff, but I will try to balance that out a bit more going forward. We'll see what happens. But so we're on the case with our questions from people. Again, if you've got any questions, if you want to just interact with us, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter or Gmail.
Yep. Get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch. Rate, review, subscribe, all
Support
the rest of it.
on Amazon.
Us. Yeah, please. Visit abhpod.com and go to Amazon through there and give us your damn money.
Please.
So I think that's a good enough place to end it. I think
we're good. I think that's it.
Righto. Well, for Anywhere But Here this week, I have been Tom.
And I've been Ant.
Bye.
Anywhere But Here podcast. Well, that's an hour of your life you won't get back.